here with the winning team from Game 7 of the 2022 Great Lakes Invitational, the Keene State New Hampshire Owls, who handily defeated Marietta today. And we have Coach Cain with us and also Octavio Brito. And they're going to both make some initial remarks and we'll take questions.
Yeah, first of all, it was a privilege to play Marietta. That's a team that, I've talked with my guys about. We saw them play in this tournament 2 years ago. And it's a team that I think our guys have watched in the past and we have consistently watched through the years. I have a group of guys that follows D3 hoops very closely. Last year after we lose to Oswego, they're all on their phones watching every NCAA tournament game in Division III. I think they have some goals that, they want to try to play their best basketball in March and make runs and be a team that, can play late into March, and we'll see what that looks like and how that happens. But, fortunate to have the opportunity to play a team like this. I know I mentioned that last night, but we have the utmost respect for that Marietta program. They've kind of set the bar in recent years. I mean, they're a team that's consistently making those type of runs, and to cap it off with the Final Four run last year, and then to be able to play, that program. Obviously, they lost a lot of guys, but it's a machine. Guys leave and they just bring in, more terrific players, or guys that had played behind those terrific players have an opportunity to step up. And those guys, as the year goes on, they're gonna continue to get better. I think they have lots of talent. Obviously, had an injury tonight that was probably pretty big, but really proud of our guys. We talked about coming here to win 2 games. We thought we had a chance of being pretty good. We've practiced well. We've had good leadership. We've played some pretty good teams so far, but obviously this level of competition is a special opportunity for our group. And we talked about taking advantage of that opportunity. You don't get many of these opportunities to play teams of this caliber. We have 2 captains that I think set the bar high in our program, but I think everyone in our program has done a really good job of trying to push our team in any way possible consistently, whether it's practice or a game. I think we put the emphasis on what we do, hopefully as much as anybody, on a daily basis. And I'm just really proud of the way that our guys have gone about their business up to this point in the year, and this is a nice test for our program to play against some of the best, and really impressed with our response to that challenge.
I'm just proud of our guys. The bench helped us a lot. I feel like every person on our team is essential to our program. They bring the energy, and we just keep the energy going. We wanted to compete in this tournament. We treated this like an NCAA tournament, so we brought that energy all 80 minutes, both games.
Coach, you guys jumped on top of Marietta right from the get-go. High pressure, tempo. You guys made Marietta very uncomfortable in trying to run their offense. Talk about what was the game plan coming in, and what was the mindset that you guys wanted to start this game with?
Yeah, we did return a lot of guys from last year's team. So we never had a chance to play back-to-back nights aside from the NCAA tournament last year. And we came out and we played at Swarthmore, obviously against a great program, and I thought we generally played the way we want to play and made it hard for Swarthmore to do what they do. And then the second night, we didn't have it. You could see it from the first possession that we just couldn't repeat that level of effort, that same intensity and take Oswego out of what they did. So the guys that returned really, set a high bar to make sure that on back-to-back nights, this is our only chance to do it this year until hopefully, the NCAA tournament. So, these guys really treated it like our one and only opportunity to perform on back-to-back nights and make sure that we had the ability to bring it both nights with the same level of effort, intensity, physicality, toughness. And it really comes down to the players' leadership and their ability to do it. And these guys were extremely focused. I didn't have to say anything. I walked in the locker room last night, and they're talking about neutral and moving on and being ready for Marietta and how excited they were for that opportunity to play. And I think it showed with their approach. Like all day long, you just got the sense that these guys are ready. You have no idea what that looks like before the game, but ultimately when the game started, you could just tell the energy on the bench, the look on the guys' faces on the court, that we were going to play at least with that intensity that would make it hard for Marietta. We are quick, we're fast, we're versatile, we're athletic. I think we have some really nice pieces defensively. And we talk about we've been pretty good on offense, but we've never established ourselves as a perennial powerhouse on the defensive end of the floor. And our focus is really playing with that effort consistently to try to be that type of team.
Double digits last night, double digits again tonight. Talk about the confidence that this weekend, getting 2 wins over quality tournament level programs, gives to you guys going forward.
It definitely gives us confidence, but we stay neutral. We're on to the next game. I just feel like I'm proud of our guys. They came up and they showed ready to play. They brought that physicality and toughness. Nobody was soft. We hitting bodies. We did what we had to do to win, diving on loose balls. Yeah.
He's pretty humble, but he's also confident at the same time. I think you can tell probably by some of those shots that he's taken from the volleyball lines. There's no lack of confidence in himself. But even with that, he's a team-first guy. Just really proud of his effort over the weekend. I don't think the stats even necessarily show his impact. Obviously he came into the tournament averaging 27. He was a really good player last year, but obviously I think teams this weekend probably treated him a bit different than maybe they had in the past. And his ability to impact the game in a lot of ways, just really impressed.
You guys were receiving votes in the top 25, didn't quite make the top 25 to start the year. Being in New England, being in New Hampshire, I know here in the Midwest, I know a lot of people, whether it's from Wabash or different programs here in the Midwest, they don't know a lot about Keene State basketball. Do you feel like this weekend, this event, being on a national stage was a great platform for you guys to announce yourselves as a program this weekend?
Yeah, we got our respect. That's what we came to do. We got our respect.
Yeah, it's something that, we talked early in the year that we didn't want anything, whether it be positive or negative, to necessarily impact our approach. Positive meaning some recognition by, outside sources. But at the same time, I think that respect piece is important to us. And at some point we talked about hopefully we're good enough where we do get some national attention, some, ranking connected to our program with the type of talent that we had. It's something we talked about in the first practice of the year, but not letting that change at all what we do. At no point is our goal to be ranked at a certain point throughout the regular season. It really does revolve around playing our best basketball at the end of the year, being mature and continue to get better every day and make sure that we just continue to grind and can work and stay neutral, whether it's positive moments or negative moments. There'll likely be some of those at the same time. So who knows? Maybe we end up in the top 25 after a weekend like this and the success that we've had, and that's very much appreciated. I think that's great for a lot of reasons, but I don't think it's anything that will let kind of impact what our process is. But the opportunity to come to a tournament like this and play these types of teams at the national stage, obviously as it comes to building an NCAA tournament resume, these type of games and these type of wins and these type of tournaments, they're so valuable, so valuable. Our conference is good, but you just have no idea, especially with the new regional ranking format and less teams being ranked and all that other stuff, how many opportunities you're going to have to play games like this.
This feels like an NCAA weekend. You've said it a couple of times. The quality of the teams, the back-to-back games, winning both of those games. It's going to be an exciting trip back. But you've got a weeknight game this week on the road at Springfield.
Yep.
How do you obviously enjoy this weekend, but also refocus and know that you've got to go on the road and play another game here in just a couple of days? Bring that same energy.
We're going to enjoy it tonight, but tomorrow we're going to be neutral. We're going to focus on Springfield and how we're going to stop them from doing what they want to do.
Yeah, I think you have to enjoy the little successes that you have throughout the year, but also acknowledging that, at no point again did we establish a goal of just going to the Great Lakes and winning 2 games, So although it's very impressive, I think, the way that we performed this weekend, I don't think our guys feel satisfied with what they've accomplished at all. I think the test will be how we come back and bounce back from an opportunity like this. But we've struggled with Springfield over the years in this type of game. So, I think our guys will be focused, and it really just comes down to making sure that our leaders step up and kind of give the direction to our program so that we can have the right focus.
Question for Octavio. Obviously, it's been mentioned, you are known as a scorer. It's no secret that you can put the ball in the bucket, but I was impressed tonight with the way you stepped up in the post on defense. And, Hunter had a couple blocks last night, and I thought Marietta's depth down low might have given you guys trouble, maybe got one of you in foul trouble, but it looked like you just took that assignment to heart. What was your mentality like coming into the game?
Just doing what we do in practice. We do that drill in practice. We don't let the ball in, so we just try to focus on being their feet and not using your hands. So we try to front it, and I know my teammates have my back. If that ball goes over my head, they're going to steal it. So I have the utmost confidence in my teammates and my ability to do that.
Yeah. And then one for you, Coach. As Octavio mentioned, the supporting cast really stepped up tonight. I felt like Aronson gave you excellent minutes off the bench. His energy and toughness, he was on the floor. He was battling with Parrott from the start.
Yeah.
What does his role in a game from him tonight mean to the team?
Yeah, he had something kind of flare up last night, so he didn't necessarily play his typical role. He's as dynamic of a shooter as I've probably had in my program since I've been here. And the cool thing is, it's not just his ability to shoot, as you mentioned. Like, his energy is contagious. He just absolutely loves basketball. So he's a tough kid that's a shot maker that definitely brings like a certain amount of juice and energy to our program that I think our guys rally around. And I think last night, credit to Maryville. They did a really good job with like our guards and some of those role players that have very like crucial and specific roles in our program. And I think those guys are ready to bounce back from that kind of performance. And it was probably a lot to do with the matchup and how Maryville plays. But I know those guys were excited to get going tonight after, maybe not playing at the level that they were capable of in their own minds. They still impacted winning, but I think they have high expectations of themselves and definitely, lived up to them. Obviously, Spencer was kind of the highlight guy tonight, but Mason was terrific and pretty dynamic early in the first half. Nate, late in the game, he's just so hard to stay in front of. Jarek was tough. I mean, literally every guy that got minutes, I think, played a tremendous role. But, really nice to see Spencer, after having, that issue last night, step up and play those minutes in the way he did.
5 players in double figures. You out-rebounded Marietta by 17. And you had 32 points in the paint and 23 second chance baskets. You also seemed to deny Marietta a lot of second chance baskets, especially in the second half. And I know part of that was injuries on their part. But
yeah.
Is this the best style of game for Keene State, what we saw today?
The best has yet to come.
No, in terms of style, the thing I think we can do that makes us tough to play against is I do think we can play different styles. We do have, like, our best players, are our 4 and our 5 men. And we have really quick, tough, energetic, scrappy, talented guards too. So, it really doesn't make a difference what the style of our opponent is. I think we can adapt and play against it to some extent. But there's no question that we do have a desire to play that up-tempo game and really make it hard for teams to run their offense. And I think a lot of it has to do with guys like Octavio and Jeff that can do multiple things. They can guard multiple players and do multiple things. So this is, the kind of game that we want to play. But, fortunately, I think we have some good players and tough kids that allow us to play different styles.
Thank you, Coach Cain. Thank you, Octavio. Good luck for the rest of the season. Safe travels back to New Hampshire.
Thank you very much.